So that leaves us with an existing convention, the Refugee Convention. We've been talking about refugees. Well, we've got an existing convention that addresses refugees. We're saved, right? What is it about that language that's highlighted in red that might not work so well for climate refugees? All fit. So when we think about refugees, we think about it this way because this convention defines it that way. Refugees are people who are choosing to leave where they live because they're fearful of persecution. It might be on the basis of race, religion, social, political opinion, and so forth. So they're choosing to leave where they live, and they're choosing not to go back because it's a hostile environment, not a place they would consider calling home anymore. Climate refugees don't fit that language at all. They're not choosing to leave. They're being environmentally discharged out from where they used to live. They have no choice but to leave, and their homeland is no longer habitable when they leave. They're not choosing not to go back. They can't go back. So this definition is not going to be too valuable in crafting relief for climate refugees. And then we've got this other issue under international law. You have to be recognized as a state, a nation, to be able to be protected by the UN's reach and framework. So you have to meet these 4 criteria. So I pose this question: if you've got a low-lying island nation like Tuvalu in the South Pacific, they're projected to last maybe another 10 or 20 years at best. This nation is going to ultimately go underwater. When it goes underwater, does it fail to be a state? Is it no longer Tuvalu on the list of nations for the UN for recognition under international law? Your landmass has gone underwater. Do you cease to be a nation? Do you have to go become a citizen of some other country at that point? Yeah.
Is Israel recognized as the UN?
Well, that's a good point. We have a lot of anomalies under international law, and that helps climate refugees. So that's what I want you to be thinking about right now, in terms of we've had other situations in world history where we didn't have a strict matching up of these 4 criteria, and we were able to get recognition of states. So think about each of these criteria one by one. So do they meet the definition? Do they meet the criterion of a population? Their island has gone underwater. Does Tuvalu still have a population?
They still have passports that have population.
Well, we're going to assume they survive, okay? So let's start there. So their land is underwater, but let's just assume the 10,000 of them are on a really big cruise ship, okay? Do they still have a population?
Yeah.
Okay, so you lose your territory. That seems to be the bigger problem. You're not going to instantly lose your population. I mean, some of them are going to be good swimmers. There's going to be efforts made to have some sort of effort to get people out of harm's way, even in our callous and different world that we live in. So the population part isn't as challenging as the defined territory. Do they meet the defined territory criterion when their island is now submerged? Seeing a few nods, a little more reluctance. So what kind of arguments can you make here that the defined territory still exists?